Welcome to TechMark Pod, where we innovate, discuss, and discover the dynamic intersection of technology and marketing. In each episode, we explore how businesses can leverage both to drive growth and innovation. Meet Alvin, our esteemed host for TechMark Pod. With over 15 years of experience as a renowned marketer, project manager, and software as a service architect, join us as we uncover the unique value proposition of integrating technology and marketing strategies, helping you stay ahead in this fast-paced digital world.
Hi everyone, welcome to TechMark Pod. This is episode 2 of season 3 in 2026. So I'm so excited about the whole of 2026. It has gotten off to a very good note. It's been very busy, but enough of me because my guest today is from Zambia. It's Mirriam Nasilele. So Miriam, what I've done is I queried your name on AI. So I'm going to put a twist to the podcast where we're starting. AI will tell me more about you, and I'm going to read your bio. And when you come through, you're going to confirm what AI is saying is correct or is not correct. Here's what AI is talking about. Mirriam Nasilele focuses on behavioral change communication with strong digital marketing skills in SEO, social media, email marketing, content marketing, paid advertising, and performance analytics.
Hi, Alvin, and hi to whoever is going to be watching this, or whoever is watching. I agree with AI, and I just feel like AI has a way of making you look smart on the internet and also making you more of an interesting person. But yeah, I work in communication, and I've been doing a lot more communication and media initiatives for the past 7 years now, and almost into 8 years. And yeah, I have really practiced using digital tools, AI inclusive, and it's very exciting to actually be talking about AI because I feel like when AI just came to the picture, it was more like, oh, AI is taking over, AI is going to take away my job. But I feel like I have really loved to work within AI change campaigns. So my communication work is centered around behavior change, communication, conservation in Zambia and also across Southern Africa. So yeah, that's Miriam, and I'm happy to share more about myself.
Thank you, Miriam, and welcome to TechMark Pod. And this is going to be exciting because, most of the times when you talk to marketers, they work in a digital marketing agency, they work in different industries, and your industry is quite a unique industry. So I want us to jump in straight to what you do on a day-to-day basis.
So what I do on a day-to-day basis, I sit in front of a computer. I know when you talk about conservation and also talk about wildlife protection, someone will be thinking, and I'll tell you this, even people here home, my family know that I am maybe a park ranger or I work in the national park. Then meanwhile, my job is so smart and easy. I just sit in front of a computer and make sure that I am interacting with people and making sure that I'm disseminating information using digital media, emails, social media, mostly radio, content, and podcasting as well. I realized that today I am also on a podcast. So I will start from where I grew up from, or growing up. Growing up, we received relatives from rural areas, from the village, who came with bushmeat. Who would say no to bushmeat? I think culturally, Africans have grown up eating.
While you're talking about the bushmeat, tell me about the wildest bushmeat that you've ever ate.
I have had like I've really eaten a wide range of impala meat. So there's a variety, but my most favorite one is a warthog meat. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I think if we think about a warthog, we think about maybe traditional pig or a wild pig, something like that. Yeah, so I love it so much, and I like it smoked, even though now I'm pushing for so much for fresh game meat. And growing up, most of the meat that was being presented was dry, like smoked dry. So, and then growing in that setting, this was an act of love and connection from our relatives. Each time they came to visit us, it was more like they are giving you something that they hold so dear or precious in the environment where they're coming from. But also, as a young person, dependent on your parents and your relatives, you wouldn't even ask what you're eating. You wouldn't even know what species or what kind of wild meat it is. And you wouldn't even ask whether it's illegal. You don't even know, you're clueless if there's anything legal or illegal in terms of wild meat. But
there's nothing illegal. When back in the village, there was nothing illegal. It was just, I think it was hunting and gathering, right? As Africans, we
yeah.
do hunting and gathering, so it was normal, you know.
Yeah, so with the campaign, and we didn't know the difference anyway then, and then now that I know, but also I now manage a bushmeat campaign in Zambia that I've been running for more than 7 years now, and this bushmeat campaign has made me realize in the first stage that people still receive illegal bushmeat as a gift or a gesture from their relatives, and they still didn't know the difference. But again, I'm proudly to say, thank God to digital tools and AI, people now know the difference. Something that is very healthy and also protects our environment.
And what is the applicability of marketing from when you started until now? So if you started 7 years ago, that's like 2018 or so?
Yes, 2018. So the application has been right from the inception of the campaign. So when we when we implemented the campaign, we started off as conducting a baseline study. So we did some research. We wanted to understand what the problem is: consumption of illegal bushmeat. So we went out asking relevant questions to the right target audience, the general public, and asking them to say, why are you consuming illegal bushmeat? And also, if there were alternatives, would you go for the alternatives? So we wanted to find out what is driving the trade. And we found out that it was the urban people, consumers in the urban areas. And the meat was coming from protected areas, like different protected national parks from across the country. It was just not in one specific place. But people said, we want to eat wild meat because it's healthier and because it's free range. It comes from it's not something that is usual. It's more like a delicacy, like it's something that we hold so dear, and it shapes our cultural beliefs, and it brings people together. There's warmth in eating bushmeat, a bushmeat meal in our homes. So the campaign has been working towards addressing that, and because the target audience are people who spend a lot of time on social media looking for quick information, I think even with the coming of COVID, and a lot more of the questions are being asked on social media. Someone has a headache, they're asking what they should do. They don't seek medical help, support physically in hospitals, of which I'm sure which should be the case, but most of the people are so quick at asking people on social media to say, I have this problem, what should I do? So we took advantage of that and made sure that we implemented and launched this campaign on social media. And so we have like Facebook, Instagram, where we engage with the target audience who are medium to high income earners who consume this commodity, not every day, but they feel it's a special delicacy. So we make sure that we send out tailored messaging that resonate with the target audience. And these are short, really interactive and informative messages that tell people that illegal bushmeat is dangerous, it's illegal, and it carries diseases, and they should actually look for alternatives. So we also took time to understand. So we partnered with legal game meat industry, where people can actually go and buy legal game meat. But we've used AI as well, and digital marketing tools to make sure that we connect the two linkages and make it easy for people to know where they should go, how they can buy legal game meat even online, so they can actually buy on their phone.
Also, sorry to cut you there. I think I wanted to understand, when you started the campaign, was it organic, or it was a paid campaign?
So it was very much organic, because we made sure that we we first wanted to understand what was going on. And bushmeat is a very sensitive conversation or issue to have in Zambia. I don't know about other parts of Africa, but it's very sensitive and people won't talk about it publicly. So when we started making it easy for people to converse and talk, people would be responsive. But again, you can't also just entirely rely on organic marketing. So we took time to involve influencers. We've also pushed in AI tools as well. I think Meta is doing a great job as well. It could actually create a whole campaign for you or a whole post or tell you where you should actually put your money. You should advertise, so to let you know that, oh, this post is performing really well, so you should maybe boost it. So we've boosted posts as well. And we've linked different marketing initiatives that bring together one messaging and drives traffic to the campaign.
And what were the objectives of the campaign? And did you guys achieve those objectives?
So the objectives of the campaign is to tell people about the importance of wildlife in Zambia and why it's worth more alive, and tell people as well to care about their health, because when you're consuming illegal bushmeat, you don't know what you're eating. So someone should be concerned about their health. As a consumer or as a trader, you could actually get arrested for about 5 to 7 years in prison. So the objectives are like, it's illegal, you could get arrested. It's dangerous, you could get sick, and it carries diseases. So you should really be concerned about your health.
Yeah. So your campaigns, are they to create awareness? Am I correct? Or are they to increase the number of, do you have a kind of like a membership to the organization, or what is the, what do you intend to get out of it?
So with campaigns, I'll tell you honestly that behavior change is a very difficult topic or issue. You can't change behavior in 2 days. And even with the campaign, it has lasted this long. Of course, we've seen a little bit of behavior change, but also it's not quantifiable because behavior takes a long time. People can begin to understand and also begin to resort for alternatives, but a human being's brain or mind is complicated. They can always go back, or they can always be encouraged to consume illegal bushmeat. But even when they understand the implications, so the campaign has partially achieved its objective, which is to raise awareness and tell people about the dangers of illegal bushmeat. Where we are at now is creating more alternatives for legal game meat. But in Zambia, it still can't meet the demand. And this is something that we are working towards and make sure that we have more meat industry. So we have achieved, people know, to maximize on legal game meat production.
Okay. And then what is the connection between behavioral change and marketing?
So the connection is that if you're trying to we're just talking earlier of how you do so much work and how I do so much work, and if I don't let people know through the media or through digital tools, then it's never really happening, or people won't know about it. So there is a relationship in a way that if people are aware of something, and then marketing also has a way of beautifying and making things very easy and connecting people and the messaging and the intended behavior. So I feel like there's the issue, there's the problem, there's the message, and that's the behavior that is informed. So marketing has a way of linking these 3 things: the people, the message, and the behavior that is intended.
And how far did you, how did you use AI in your campaign?
So we have, even today, I have used AI just to shape the campaign and also just to understand a bit more. So every month, my team and I make sure that we brainstorm content. So we monitor social media nearly every day. and make sure what are the trends, what's happening, who's talking about what in terms of conservation, and also how does it matter, how does it affect the campaign. But we've used AI to break down information in as much as we use AI a lot, but we've also done our own research. So we continuously improve the campaign, collecting information, analyzing the information, other than just my own human perspective of information that I collect over time with regards to the campaign. I make sure that I use AI tools to analyze further, like in detail, and break down connections and try to interpret things in the different ways. So there's the culture aspect, there's the economical aspect, there's a health aspect, and also there's a social aspect as well. So AI just helps us refine information and connect these different pillars together and make something out of it, like make it even more understanding and more applicable to what is happening or what is trending on social media. So we use AI to make information simpler, break down, and make it easy to understand and interpret it in a proper messaging that aligns with our target audience.
Talking about AI, do you think that AI understands our African problems, or how do you then make sure that AI doesn't give you possibly incorrect information?
I think AI is what you make of it, or
Yeah.
like if you don't give AI specific content or information, it will throw you out. It will throw you over. I don't think you'd get what you want. So I make sure that I am as raw as possible and then I'm as direct as I can be, and make sure that I put context to it. I feel
Yeah.
like the only problem that I see, also that I noticed like in the beginning of using AI not too long ago, I think in the last 2 to 3 years, that's when I started or we started using AI tools. But I feel like as a generation, sometimes we tend to be very lazy and just put in a sentence and be like, yeah, create a content plan for me, a social media content plan, and then AI does
Yeah.
what it does. Of course, it
Yeah.
will always give you something, but that something doesn't mean it's perfect or it's factual. You need to check the information, but you need to make sure that you're feeding into AI the right content, the right way, appropriate terms, phrases, and make sure that you give it as much detail as possible and what you want to achieve at the end of the day. That way, it will tailor its information and other things. And then even when AI does the work for you, I think you need to add some human touch to it. You need to also be very creative. You work in marketing, so you can't just take from AI and then paste it wherever you are pasting it, but you need to tailor it to the kind of messaging, the tone, and make it human.
Have you guys generated any images for the campaign using AI?
Tried, but no, we have not. But it's something that we see as an opportunity and would like to do in the future, especially with the rising use of reels and short videos on social media that has now informed. I think Meta was saying that videos on social media and people actually watch more than they need. So it's something that I feel like we could explore and also implement.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about the future of possibly AI and your future in Zambia, and the work that you're doing for the organization. What other possibly maybe tools that you guys would want to implement in order to amplify your campaigns, that you possibly need to implement from a tech or marketing perspective? Right, and generally the future of AI in Zambia. Is it people adopting to AI in Zambia, or at what level are they?
Oh, so there are so many tools that I've seen and come across, but I like to explore, but sometimes I just like to stick to one tool and make sure the famous ChatGPT and other tools as well that are like complementary. But also I feel like there's a lot of Zambia, and trust me, I don't think I would go maybe more than 10 people without someone actually mentioning that they have used AI or they use AI in their work. And I've seen a lot of workshops and a lot of media opportunities of people actually encouraging the use of AI. And for just the campaign, I feel like this campaign is surrounded, this is not a game campaign, it's surrounded by emotions, the cultural aspect of it, heritage, conservation, and just the warmth and the togetherness that the campaign comes with in terms of making sure that families are happy and people are safe from diseases and also are safe from getting arrested and all. I feel AI will bring out a better way of debunking myths or making messages resonate with people, and also making us be able to understand what are people saying, what is the environment like, and also connecting the empathy of it, and also the human aspect of just assimilating information and contribute to continuous behavior change. And it would be great to also see how we can use AI to put in maybe when the campaign started, try and see if we can understand some maybe data in terms of when the campaign started until now, maybe until 2025. Like, what does it look like? Has the campaign really made any substantial change? And also, what would be the way forward? I think it's good to always brainstorm with AI. I find it very easy and find it very less time consuming as well. I feel like social media is fast moving and evolving, and if you want to stick to just using the human mind, take you like forever storm and do things.
Is there a relationship between behavioral change communication and consumer behavior?
There's a big connection there. So so behavior change is like trying to make someone unlearn a certain behavior and make them learn a new behavior once they are like older. I can imagine if certain information was given to us when we were very young, I think right now it wouldn't even be so hard to change me or to change my behavior or what I think about certain things. So the more you are informed and the more you understand about a topic, or the intended or the suggested behavior. So if I am informed, information doesn't mean me actually understanding or changing behavior, but what it means is am I able to interpret the information? Am I also able to understand the information? I just feel like even with social media, even with the campaign, something that I learned, there's a lot of jargons and words, but do those fancy words mean something to your target audience? So I make sure that even when you have information, of course, if someone says, oh, we need to biodiversity. So if someone will be like, what's biodiversity? And if I say conservation, someone will be like, what's conservation? So that's a big word, right? But what does it practically mean? What is biodiversity? You're really just talking about life in many forms. Conservation, you're definitely saying, let's put aside. So if the way you say or the way you interpret information or the way you make sure that people understand is what leads to consumer behavior, it's what leads to someone wanting to buy legal game meat, or it's something that leads to someone wanting to make sure that they protect wildlife or conservation.
Interesting. I like how you apply marketing in conservation, right? It's conservation, right? The English
I know
it's
people
running away.
like conservation and conversation.
Conservation. Yeah, so it's conservation, right? I like the way you apply marketing and what you learned as well. I understand your first degree, your degree was in education, environmental education, right? And And then, of course, you topped it up with a certificate in digital marketing, which I think you're doing very, very well. And the way you are explaining it, it's quite. And another question I wanted to ask, right? In the position that you work at the moment, are you working as a team or you are working solo?
No, I work for an organization called Wildlife Crime Prevention, WCP for short. So WCP is focused mostly on the protection of wildlife. So we make sure that we focus on law enforcement, legal support to our partners, and where I fall in the department. So I am the communications program manager. I lead a team of 4 ladies. Other time people are just like, why is it just women? I just feel like women will communicate better. And so I work for an organization and I lead a team.
So in your team, you have a graphic designer and people doing aspects in digital marketing, or how does it work?
So the whole team didn't train as communicators. We just practice communication. Studies, another one did similar program that I did. And the fourth member is, I can say, trained communicator. She did mass communication. So she's the one who does most of our social media visibility. And I lead and make sure and see and oversee and approve what goes on social media. So I brainstorm together with the team, but make sure that I am the last person to see and make sure that what is going on social media is something that is acceptable, approved, and the whole team is happy. And we, on the side, we do have a creative agency that helps us with making sure that our messaging is turned into nice creative pictures and posters. So we don't have them full time, but they.
Oh, okay. Now that's clear and understood. Miriam, I think I actually, this is quite an interesting conversation that I had with you, because so many times people ask, why do I need marketing in a company? Do you understand? And I always tell them marketing is the heartbeat of any organization. And you talking about marketing in a wildlife environment conservation society in Zambia. If anybody has got a small company or whatever it is, they need to understand the importance of marketing. And I don't know if you want to elaborate this importance. It's one of your last parting words.
Yeah, it's exciting and it's something that I really, really like to talk about because it's something that is so dear to me. And like I mentioned to you in my introduction of the podcast, I did mention that I grew up in an environment I've always wanted to be a creative, and it's complex information into something that is very easy to understand and creative. So I will give a short story of how WCP works. So WCP works mostly, the main pillar is law enforcement and also legal support to our partners. But to better understand, so there was a component that was missing. That was communication, and that's how we became as a team and growing a team. I was just the 2 of us in a team, so you need a lot of hands and a lot of minds put together and thinking about concepts. So we realized that people were getting arrested, and every time people said, I did not know. So we made sure we're pushing for people getting arrested because they were found with wildlife products or before they were found consuming illegal bushmeat. And so we realized what is really missing here is because people are not aware, people are not informed. So we made sure that there's
just to cut you off there, all right. So if I understand very well, before digital marketing, the organization had rangers or people, foot soldiers who would go to the villages to go and maybe create kind of awareness or explain illegal game meat and all that stuff. Am I correct?
So we, as an organization, we support the government through the Department of National Parks and Wildlife. So we don't do actual law enforcement, like going in the communities and making sure people are aware of, we raise awareness. But yes, our partners do that as well. The partners that we work with, people where wildlife exists, and warn them or let them know about the importance of telling people that they can hunt, but you can hunt legally. So the organization has mostly three main pillars, which is law enforcement, legal support. And so if law enforcement, unfortunately, someone is caught with wildlife products or with illegal bushmeat, then the legal departments make sure that they follow up on the case and support the government and making sure that there's fair treatment of the offender and they are given the right sentencing. But it didn't end there because we're like, people were coming with the excuse that they didn't know, but with the law, there's no excuse. Ignorance is not excuse. So we were deliberate to bring about the communications department or the marketing department, we would say, if people would understand it like that. So we made sure that complex information on law enforcement and legal, because not everyone understands the legal terms. And if I haven't studied or I haven't read a lot, I wouldn't even know what a sentencing means or what prosecution means. So we were breaking down that information through using digital tools, releases as well. If someone has been caught, we make sure that we write a press release on it and make people understand, like, why were they arrested? What could they have done better? And how long are they arrested for? So we make it easy for people to understand. So it's very important for each organization to focus more on how they are presented publicly through communication or through media or through marketing. You definitely need marketing in your institutions or organizations just to make sure people understand the work that you do, why you do it, how you do it, and when you do it.
Love it. Miriam, thank you very much for your time. I don't know if you have any other last words, part ways that you want to say on the podcast, but I'm grateful for you coming to the podcast. We connected last year. We couldn't, do the podcast in December. There was a little bit of a rush and all that stuff, but at least we got time to sit down and, talk about market.
Yeah, I'm just so excited that we are talking about AI and also making sure that we are connecting it with our daily lives, like our everyday life and how it improves our lives. I know there's still some skepticism of how to use AI and when I should use it, but if you don't try, then you never learn or you never know how to use it. So make sure that it counts. Use AI the right way, it's the right time, and make sure that it's profitable and it helps your work, and make sure that people get to know about your work. And wherever you're watching this, please follow our social medias. This is Not a Game campaign, and learn more about the work that you do, and also follow WCP on all social media platforms.
Great. Thank you very much, Miriam. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching this episode. This year, we're going to have different kind of episodes and talking to individuals in tech and marketing from different industries and in Africa. So this is an African podcast, and we want to have African solutions, and we want to document everything that we're doing in Africa. Thank you very much for watching TechMark Pod. See you in the next episode.
Thank you, Alvin, for having me.